Hello viewers, and welcome to this league match where the Phoenix Firsts take on their bitter rivals, the Frimley Third 11. No toss to show you, so as I include this shot of little artistic merit, can I take this opportunity to encourage you to like and subscribe. So, our first opportunity to have a look at the First 11, and what a fine bunch of specimens they are, skippered by club captain Alan Doyle. Frimley Thirds fielded a strong side, including Mohamed Murtaza, their star player of the season, coming back after time away from the sport. And after a little bit of digging by Vinay Singh, the umpire indicating he prefers pointing with his left hand, and waving goodbye to his family as they remember they have something better to do, finally the game can get underway, with the opening over to be bowled by Cameron Khan. Cam is trying to decide which nickname he prefers. The options so far are Special K or the K Train. What do you think, viewer? Of course, if you have a better suggestion, leave it in the comments below. Great athleticism by 16-year-old Cam there, reminding us oldies of a time we yearn for. And at the other end, here he is, the indomitable Waz Raja. Waz has made a positive start to his season and taken quite a few wickets. He's had to, as he certainly can't run him out. Not 16 anymore, eh, Waz? After several strong performances with the second 11, Isaac Rawcliffe earned a call-up to the first 11 to bolster their pace attack. Vinay Singh had played positively early on, with Dan Cook taking a much more moderate approach, playing himself in carefully. Oh, strike by Rawcliffe! Tied him up with the Yorker. Replacing Waz Raja is Smokin Joe Johnson. A testing start for the lad as Cook begins to open out. Having played with Dan Cook last year, he's improved enormously as a batsman. You should read his ethos on cricket. He just needs to write it first. And Smokin Joe gets his revenge. No one pummels him for 8 and over. Skipper Ralph Abdur briefly joined Murtaza before the King of Swing struck again. Johnson showing why he is currently the club's leading wicket-taker. Imran Shuaib came to the crease. He scored a dogged 50 against the second 11, but was no match for Johnson, who was assisted by a dramatically excellent catch by Harrison Doyle, catching being the Achilles heel of the first 11 thus far this season. Hard graft from Rawcliffe continued, but he became a little wayward, the result of having bowled too much with Henry Douthwaite in the second 11. Delightful delivery by Cam, foiled Murtaza, but what's happened there? This requires further investigation. Down to our post-match correspondent.
You were playing on Saturday.
I was.
There was an incident that occurred during the game.
Yeah.
As the closest person to a certain event that happened on Saturday, apparently skipper Alan Doyle dropped a catch.
Oh God.
Yes. Can you describe to me exactly how it happened?
I really don't want to talk about it.
So Cam was running in. He bowled one just outside off stump.
Obviously I was behind the stumps and it just nicked off the edge. I tried to go for it and then I looked behind me.
Ball went to Alan.
It went like pretty high.
Doyley, bless him, never drops anything.
Before the ball even got him, he went
Above my dad. Just hit the fingers and just went behind him.
He was on the floor and it just went straight through his hands.
It was in the bag. That was the game.
You were on the sideline. Did you see an infamous drop catch? What did you make of that moment?
It should have been taken, definitely.
Thought it was unlike Alan Doyle to drop a catch. Happens to the best of them.
Do you think someone of his calibre should have taken it?
Yes.
Are you being generous?
Yeah.
Couldn't catch a cold that day.
But it's just a mistake that was made.
But what do you think a professional would say about it?
Stand further back, get ready for the ball. Be younger.
That's all from me.
Well, that's cleared that up. He was a silly boy then. Yes. Well, Cam's danders up now, punches one in, and yes, excellent, caught behind. Well, what do you want, batsman? Would you like a statue to be carved in your image? Trust me, your wife won't have it in the house. Ben Green, the next to feel the wrath of Khan. See what I did there? Well, the full toss got what it deserved. It just didn't carry far enough. And a nice catch by the Phoenix Francesco, Adam Dukes, another call up to the first 11. Now, the editor was so busy taking a catch, he neglected to realize that it was that rascal me. But I'll let Dan Hall-Galley take the credit. Shot by Murtaza. He's remained steady at one end while the wickets have been tumbling at the other. And after his early lifeline, now's the time for him to let loose. Ryan Balgabind came on for a quick spell and found the gap between the batsman's legs, catching him LBW. And here's the battle many of us have been waiting for. Skipper Alan Doyle brings himself on to make amends against Murtaza. Yes, that wasn't quite the start he was hoping for. Well, never mind the 12 off the first over. Surely he has Murtaza's number now. Frogbox sparing us the worst of it there. With veins popping in his temples and steam emanating from his ears, Doyle tried once more. And sadly, in the end, to no avail. Well, Mohammed Murtaza took his lifeline and made an entertaining 62 at the end. Smokin Joe Johnson, the pick of the bowlers, with 3 for 26. Opening the batting for the Phoenix in their quest for 172 runs is skipper Alan Doyle and Haider Raja. Now viewers, I've been cruel on Alan Doyle thus far in the game. In the field, we can, because when it comes to batting, Alan Doyle is the Phoenix MVP. First change bowler Rahil Shoaib bowling to Haider Raja. Oh goodness, he got a hop. There was no need to play at it, but that was an unfortunate delivery to get. Next batsman in for the Phoenix is Rosey to hopefully give it a biff. True to form. He's off the mark in a way that only Rosey can. More on skipper Alan Doyle. As well as having a solid defence and an excellent judgment of the ball and shot selection, he's making half-centuries look like he's picking his teeth. And he is the greatest supporter of every one of his players. I might have a bit of a man crush. I should call my therapist. Oh, what a cruel hop! Caught him completely by surprise. Nothing he could do about that. That was all in the pitch. Restricting Doyle to 34. Is this the breakthrough that Frimley needed? Well, let's see what Tom the Bomb Fryer can do. He's been struggling for form of late, but we know exactly what he has in his arsenal. Since last year, Rahil Shoaib has definitely tightened up his accuracy. However, his run-up still reminds me of Matron's Round. Oh no, Tom! What have you done? Oh, couldn't help himself. It's the way he plays. All or nothing. So, Francesco joins Rosey in the middle. An excellent call-up for him after his half-century debut. Mohammed Murtaza taking a long spell. He's a very useful bowler too, even with Rosey spanking him to cafe corner. Almost too useful. Par exemple, this is late in the 5th over, so one might say boringly useful. Oh, a well-planted drive by Adam Dukes. He wasn't moving anywhere, rooted to the spot, and now bearing the fruit of his labours. Not so assured on that one. The Yorker may be his Achilles heel. Oh, but good running. Go on, get there. Marvellous. There you go. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Something to work on in the nets, young man. Well, at 131 for 4, this match is getting tense. A little too tense. It's a very close one to call. I would say the Phoenix very slightly have the upper hand. And in comes Isaac Rawcliffe. He needs a good innings, this lad. Didn't score in the previous match, but he can hold the willow. When he's on song, he can time it very well indeed. What's that, young man? Well, she's a very naughty girl, but you shouldn't be telling tales. Ooh, Frogbox has given Isaac his own slow-mo. What? Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry, Isaac. Wasn't a bad shot, either. It'll happen soon. I can feel it in my bones. And to the beat of Frogbox's rhythmic jazz ensemble comes Waz. And fireworks are always on the cards when he comes to the wicket. Entertainment is assured. Frankly, he should sell tickets. Ooh, they're coming from a third. That's risky business. Ooh, he's thrown to the wrong end. Blimey, captain isn't happy behind the wicket. Yes, he might be needing that. Tempers are flaring at the moment. This really means a lot to both teams. Waz is certainly enjoying it. Used to be an opening bat, Waz. You couldn't tell from that shot. Touch of overconfidence, methinks. Suddenly, it's looking a lot harder for the Phoenix. 144 for 6. Ryan Balgobin comes to the crease, but Mataza has changed ends. Oh, clever maneuver. Oh, stampede in the gorge. I'd say I'd rather not be Dan Cook in that scenario. Rosey's a proper battering ram. Could have been a rugby player if he wanted to. No, go on, give him a slow-mo. One to show the grandkids in the future. And for Dan Cook, well, one to pretend it wasn't him.
Someone else, not me. I was at the supermarket at the time.
Wonderful sportsmanship between the two men. Next delivery, and Rosey's closing on his half-century. Oh! It was so horrific, Frogbox insisted on us missing it. Oh, Rosey. Poor chap. Could have been a life-saving innings. Maybe that's the reason Dan Cook got in his way. It's sabotage. Espionage. Well, whatever it is, it's put Phoenix on the back foot. And it's at this point that any online viewers will realize that Frogbox doesn't like the rain and has popped off for a cup of tea and a cheeky fag. But Cam Khan's come to the wicket, and the lad fancies himself as a batsman, with good reason. But even if the boundaries aren't forthcoming, there's still the opportunity to take lots of quick singles. Good shot, Cam. There's one there. Oh no! What's Ryan done to his leg? More bad news, and he seems to be in some discomfort. Oh yes, it's still going on. Looks like his hamstring. That's a shame. We'll take him out for several weeks, unless he's cavalier and decides to come back in 2. He's getting old, though. Well, Frimley decided he wasn't allowed a runner, so in comes Smokin Joe, fresh from his fantastic performance with the ball, and can these 2 young bucks run us home? For it is now run rate that is the issue. At the moment, there's 11 balls to come and 25 runs needed. It's an uphill battle, but if anyone can do it, these 2 can. It's a wonderful thing about the first 11. There's talent all the way down the roster. Oh, look at that shot from Smokin Joe, and they get 2 for it. Keep plugging away, lads. But Frimley have held firm, and with 2 deliveries to come, Joe needs 2 sixes. Well, that's not going to do it. Unfortunately, they'll only get the single. And now Cam with the final delivery, which Frogbox chose not to show us, which ultimately didn't matter. It wouldn't have changed the outcome. Well done to Frimley. It's good to see good competitive cricket. Phoenix will be licking their wounds and feeling sorry for themselves, but they did play well and should hold their heads up proudly. Batting-wise, a fantastic innings by Rosey. Didn't quite make the half-century, but that sort of sums up Phoenix's day. Mohammad Murtaza's innings did make the difference, but well done to Rahul Shoaib for a good spell. Rosey, leave the cafe windows alone.